I'm not going to sort out your humor problems, okay? I'm gonna tell you the one way that I have used a lot to be humorous in my work, which means my work is with 12-year-old kids, 100 of them in the room at a time, and I'm the only instructor. 3 hours, 5-minute break in between. That's it. So you kind of have to entertain them a little bit. You have to find a way. I have to find a way to deliver my Shakespeare's, what I was teaching them, to deliver Shakespeare without acting. They have to learn the Shakespeare. To deliver the Shakespeare, to deliver the poetry lesson or the mythology lesson, and to do it so that they, by the time they finished the 3 hours, that they were more energized rather than depleted. So I had to find ways. I'm going to share with you one of those ways. All right, there's probably 100 different ways that we can talk about, but if we can just do one today, I think we've done something. Okay, how to create and deliver humor. These are the two aspects we're going to talk about today. Not so much the humor bit, but the creation of it and the delivery. By the way, you do know that humor is essentially only one thing. How you do this or this. How you create or how you deliver. The important one is, you're right, it's how you deliver. You can say just about anything and it can be funny, really. I haven't said anything really funny. No? It's the delivery, right? I delivered and it's, so it's the delivery. There's no magic words, it's the delivery. What is humor? Who cares? Just make me laugh. Who cares? Who cares what the definition is? What you want is, when you're up here, you want the audience to laugh. That's all. Now, you can make them laugh. And I discovered that I could make 12-year-olds laugh without any preparation. All I have to do is to act. Just become a character. Why? Because when you physicalize things, when you make things physical, it becomes silly, because I'm a lousy actor. And we're all lousy actors, right? If we're good actors, we wouldn't be in Dell, we'd be in RTM, of course. But we're good at other things, but we're not good at acting. So if you want to make people laugh, just try to act on stage. They will laugh. Why? Because it's silly. Not because you're humorous, but because it's silly. So I decided to abandon that. I did that for years. Then I decided, I need to feel satisfied in my work. So I didn't feel satisfied if I was just prancing around being silly. Plus, I engaged in sports in a way that I wore out my knees, so I had to sit down and deliver my 3-hour lessons from a seated position. So I had to find another way. And so we came up with yeah, of course. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And your ability to deliver it. The quality of your observations, what you observe, and of course what you choose to then deliver. All right, with evaluation you deliver maybe more serious things. With humor you deliver maybe a surprise or a twist. Okay? And I'm going to talk about observational humor. That's the only humor I'm going to talk about. There's loads of humor. There's humor you can cut and paste from the internet and all of that stuff. But observational humor, in other words, humor that is based on things that you see possibly in the room at that time. All right? So if the projector breaks down, thank you God. Why? We can laugh about it. Hey, it's not made by Dell, is it? Oh, y'all don't laugh. Cannot laugh. Not laugh. This one Intel inside. So, you can, if something goes wrong, then you have to use observational humor. Never ignore it. Never ignore it. If you're going through stage fright, call it. Say, okay now, actually, I'm feeling it now. Don't just call it. It's okay, It's observational. And if your audience connects with it, it can be humorous. observational humor. Right on the spot. Now you might be wondering, how is this going to help me in the contest? I'm not promising that it will help you in the contest. I'm not here to sort out your contest problems. I'm here to tell you the one thing that really can work, okay? And how you apply it, good luck, all right? So, the thing about observational humor is you must say something that is real. Now, real doesn't have to mean serious, okay? It really doesn't have to mean serious. Okay, I mean, I've observed that everyone has their own water bottle, okay? Now, if I'm quick enough, I might think of something to say about the different water bottles. Hey, how come your water bottle is small? How come yours so big? Who are you? Are you somebody in the company? You know, big water bottle must be somebody in the company. you make connections like this on the spot, you know? Yours is blue water bottle. You actually work for Intel, is it? Oh, sorry, Dell is blue as well. I'm feeling it. So I'm gonna. If it goes like wrong like this, fantastic, because then you can say, "Aya, bye, Sarah." And I can call what I'm feeling. I'm embarrassed. Huh? You can call it. So it's good. If things go wrong, it's fantastic. I love it when things go wrong. It's really good because it's something to talk about. It's something to observe. If everything is smooth and nice, so when the green light goes on, if I got nothing else to say, I'll say, "Yeah, green light," and then everyone, it lightens things up. It's quite nice. Obviously, in a contest, you don't go, "Hey, green light." But when you're delivering a training or whatever, so keep it real. Now, let's go straight into how you can create a line of humor. Okay, a line of humor now. So observational humor. I planted that seed. Now, how do you create the line? Okay, and more than that, how do you then deliver the line? Here we go. There are 3 parts to a line of humor. By the way, there's 100 different ways you can create humor. This is just one way. All right. So this way, there are 3 parts. There's this, which we may have heard of, the setup. That's the little sentence, half sentence, mini story that you tell first, which keeps people interested, but it's not necessarily funny yet. All right? So my grandmother was a very ordinary woman. Now I'm setting it up. She's a very ordinary woman. Probably like your grandmother as well. And that's the setup. It's not funny yet. We just established something about my grandmother. And then I do the second part. I wait. I pause. If you want to control your audience, learn how to do this. For your speeches, not just for humor, for your speeches. Learn how to do this. I actually practice what's called an awkward pause. What's an awkward pause? You want to see? So I'm looking at her and then she's not sure what's going on, but she's starting to laugh, right? But I practice an awkward pause. Just silence and look at somebody. And of course everyone starts laughing. So, if you can pause and control your pauses, and even if the pause is quite long, you will control how your audience feels. Absolutely. You want to know the power in public speaking? It's in the pauses. Never mind about your grammar. Never mind about anything else. Really, never mind. You choose the moment you pause and you hold it, and you will control the entire room. And with humor, it's all about the pause. So my grandmother was very ordinary. Probably like your grandmother. So I pause. She was insane, so then you deliver the third part, which is you reveal. Yeah, and usually it's a surprise. We often call it a twist. You've heard this before? Yeah, a twist, a surprise, where you reveal the last part. I'll give you some examples. Okay, so the setup, the pause, and the reveal. I'll give you some examples. I was asked to, recently in Langkawi, do you know the significance for Toastmasters and Langkawi recently? We had the district convention thingy there. One of the speakers, one of the plenary speakers, meaning no one knows what the word plenary means, never mind. But one of the, he had an hour to speak. It was Dhananjaya. Do you know who he is? The world champion of public speaking, the current world champion of public speaking. Soon not to be. We will see who the Johan is, okay? Hey, you know that we are represented by a guy called Johan? You don't know?
Yes.
Okay, some of you know. Right, it's happening now in Las Vegas. So anyway, Dhananjaya is an excellent speaker. Fabulous, fabulous speaker. And I was asked to be the MC for his session. To introduce him, basically. And I went through all the printed material in the book that everyone has gotten about all the speakers. I went through that, and I was utterly depressed because it was just a wall of achievements. Nothing personal, just a wall of achievements. MBA here, BMA, ABC, I don't know, X, Y, Z, everything except what he is like as a person. So I had nothing to work with, except all the achievements. So the next day, at his session, I sat at the front next to him. I had on my clipboard, I used one of these. I had on my clipboard one half line, half sentence. This man needs no introduction, ... That's what I had on my thing. And I had to give a 5-minute introduction. All right? And I didn't have anything to read. You read my thing today, right? Now, that's because I gave it to you. He didn't give me anything. I had nothing to read. But I had to give a 5-minute introduction of this man. So I thought, okay, I sat next to him, and just sitting next to someone who is amazing somehow is magical. Why? Because by the time whoever introduced the whole thing was done, maybe 3 minutes or whatever, my page was full. I filled it just by sitting next to him and looking at him. Okay, my page was full. And Joe was there, right? You were there. Okay. So I started by saying, our next speaker needs no introduction. That's the line I had, right? Needs no introduction. And blah, 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 blah. I said things like, I used this set up, pause, and reveal, right? I said, he needs no introduction. Why? Because all his achievements are printed in the book. And in Malaysia, this is what I said, and in Malaysia, when we print in the book, you might ask, print for what? So you can read loud. And there are, 500 Toastmasters sitting there, plus distinguished guests, who are expecting a very formal introduction. But they're getting somebody who's saying, scolding them like auntie scold, so you can read loud. And then I went on. So that started to break the ice. I said things like, I met, and I said, this is the truth, right? I said, I met our next speaker, I've known Dhananjaya since, so that's the setup, okay? I said, I've known Dhananjaya since. Now, everyone is expecting me to say how I know him, long time, heard about him, way, whatever, okay? But I had to tell the truth. So I used this technique. I said, I've known Dhananjaya since, and then I paused. 10 p.m. last night. That's the truth. I met him the night before. And then I told a little story about what I talked to him about, and it was humorous. But by using this, I could tell the truth and make it entertaining. Rather than, I haven't known him very long, but so I've wasted the opportunity. If I say, I haven't known him, I just use it. Use it. Find it and use it. You might think it means nothing, huh?